Thank you for taking this moment to breathe and to listen to what can change your life forever. My name is Ragnar Zinikas, and I'm the founder of Starpreneurs TV, Dominate the Decade talk show, World Women Conference and Awards. And as an international speaker and coach of the Changemaker, my mission is to empower through education. Thank you very much for joining us today, as by doing so, you are investing in your personal growth. Today, I have the honor to bring to you Menaca Pothalingam from UK. She is leadership coach and corporate resilience trainer. I'm pretty sure I mixed up the name. So, Menaca, tell us who you are, why are you doing what you're doing, and tell us your story. And welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Ragnar. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Menaca Pothalingam. I know it is not the easiest name to pronounce, so it's all right. So yes, I am a leadership coach and a corporate resilience trainer. So the history of my profession for the past 25 years, I have been a dentist. I still have a dental practice, which I have had it for more than 14 years now. I am originally from Sri Lanka. Getting caught up in the war and having personal experiences, I left Sri Lanka and went to India, and I did my dentistry there. And that's the first time I started studying in English. And actually didn't have to speak in English much until then, because in our own community, we spoke in our mother tongue, Tamil. So it was a challenge to begin with. It was a new country, had to communicate in a new language, and plus I had to study for the new profession. However, I think what life taught me, it is all opportunities. So when you start to see them as opportunities, and you suddenly think, how many things you can do something new. I gained friends for life. I learned not only one language, two languages, the local language, and in fact it's three. And also I gained the confidence to become a professional woman. So I think those were the gifts which were given to me by going through those difficulties after leaving the country. Then I migrated to the UK. That was my second migration. When I came to the UK, I became a bit more aware of my language barriers, because it's now not only the vocabulary and the expertise in the languages matter, the accent was put into play. So with the combination, I definitely thought I was not good enough. And sometimes you surround yourself with people, or the environment also kind of puts that pressure on you to think you are not somehow not adequate. So outside, people saw me as a very confident woman, a six-figure business owner, a professional dentist who was training other professionals. And I call it, almost like living an Instagram lifestyle. However, behind the scenes, it was not the same. Behind the scenes, I was having relationship breakdowns. My health was suffering. I was on this hamster wheel lifestyle, which was non-stop and was putting too much pressure on me. And a few years back, it all had to come to a stop when I was signed off with mental health illness. So I think sometimes failure is a gift for you to go back, take the pause button, and see what is actually going on. I remember sitting on a reception to see a psychiatrist, and I was thinking, what really went wrong in my life? It was supposed to be all rosy and good, and I thought I was ticking all the right boxes. I completed my professional qualification. I got married. I moved to one of the best places to live in. Where did I go wrong? Because you seem to be ticking those boxes, what other people and society expect from you, and you never even realize what are the boxes you want to tick for yourself. And I think that was the biggest wake-up call for me. So I had to take a step back, take this time off, and start reflecting, what do I really want as a person? What boxes do really tick me, motivate me? And what is my passion or purpose? What is a bigger picture for me to paint for myself so that I can then help other people? Because what I was trying to do before was trying to pour from an empty cup, which, I didn't have the energy. I was feeling lethargic. I was unwell, and I was busy. I didn't have time. And I was trying to help people around me within the smaller circle and my professional life, which had to stop at some point. So I always tell my failure, my mental health difficulties, personally for me, it has been a gift and a wake up call for me to then do other things and come. So that's how it came to play. Answering your question, why do I do leadership coach bit? Because we are always signposted to chase after success, professional progress, but no one tells us personal well being and personal satisfaction is the most important ingredient to sustain that success or even make the right way to progress. So I think that's why I teach leadership. And resilience, someone told me once, my entire life can be summed up in that one word. So I owned it. So I even wrote a book called Resilience Learned. It was my journey throughout my life so far. And I think I really truly believe there is a value for professionals, entrepreneurs, business owners to learn that everything begins and ends with you. And you have to take that person really seriously and work on them.
So listening to this, and what can you say today where the passion for you lies in, and really understanding that you need to help yourself before you're able to actually help others is a very 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 high awareness level, because most, as you said, most of us do not have that awareness, and it's really learned awareness. So taking into consideration all of that, what can you say, what is your passion and purpose in life today?
So, my long term purpose is to build training centers for women in Asia and have holistic health centers in Sri Lanka, where I come from, because I consider myself very lucky to be alive. That was not a gift everyone had where I came from. So, that was my long term purpose. My passion, as such, to make do my part in ensuring other professionals, other entrepreneurs, and other leaders don't have to go through the journey I did and learn the way I did, because it doesn't have to be that way. I wish somebody told me and taught me what I learned a few years back. And I hope I would have prevented what happened to me. Because not only personally you go through difficulties, it will also affect you professionally. Your business can come to standstill. You can make mistakes professionally, and you will have to pay a higher price. So that's my passion, to stop that. And as an organizational level, I think everyone has to understand individual well-being is the basic building block for the organizational success. So, I think it has to all start there and ensure the organizations also take that moment to understand, actually, for even for performance, productivity, even profits, you need to focus on that individual well-being and make them understand that they have to look after themselves. But I think all that happens by setting the tone on the top, isn't it? As a leader, you need to know that it's important. You need to understand why it's important. And you have to show other people how it's done. So you have to start from looking after yourself and putting yourself as a priority, your well being a focus, to demonstrate for everybody else to follow that it's okay to take some time. Because we are in this era, we think we have to be on the laptop 24/7. We have to answer that email even in the middle of the night. We have to be on the phone call. And particularly with pandemic, I think definitely it has kind of speeded up and helped us press that pause button. And it has also, I think, forced us to be a bit more vulnerable, to show, particularly for women. And, like, there are children at the background. And I don't think there was ever a time that other people, could peep into your living room or look at your children, how you interact. So I think it is just having that culture in your organization to say to people, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay, to have difficulties, and have a community spirit where people can actually share those difficulties and get help when they need it.
Beautiful. Looking back at everything that you have gone through as immigrant in a new country, as female, starting your own business, as overcoming all the challenges. When you look back, what would you say? What have been your biggest challenges, and what would you recommend to anyone who's listening and feels that, oh my God, she's talking about me? How did you overcome those challenges?
Yes. Firstly, I have been told, with people who were very close to me at the time, they told me, you can never become a coach, never become a good speaker because you have the strong accent. Your English is not good enough. So I think number one is, don't let other people define who you are. Their opinions, leave it for them. And you have your own opinions, and believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you cannot expect someone else to believe in yourself. Because you have to invest in yourself first before you expect other people to come and invest in you. That's how it works in a business, and it's your personal life is no different from that. So I think that's one of the big learning for me. And second thing is, you don't have to fit in to how other people are. God has created each person beautifully. We are all unique. And I think we all need to learn to be unapologetically and unapologetically you, because, and speak up. Because there was a time I believed everything what people said. I was trying so hard to become what everybody else wanted. It was almost like a stranger living in my life. It is, you kind of lose your track, you lose who you are. And I think it's important to voice out, because you know particularly certain cultures, and being a woman, and I think it becomes very difficult to be assertive when, to say, not, it's really not all right, you have to just stop. So I think it's really important for you to have that confidence and create that environment around you to be able to say that, and to gain that confidence to say that. And I think third thing is, of course, to enlist those things what is really important for you. Because clarity and confusion cannot coexist, right? We literally live in our state of confusion, so we don't really have the clarity. When you ask me, what's my passion, what's my purpose, what do I really want to do, and I think it's really important. It is an investment each person makes to know what is really important, who is you, and what do you want to really achieve. And so that you can then communicate and translate to other people what it is, so that everyone around you can actually help you, nurture you, and motivate you to do whatever it is.
So true, so true. And I think where we get sort of lost is that we go with this validation, needing the validation from our society, and then that puts you in that rat race, because it's like you always need to be better, and you always need to earn more, and you need to be more, and it gets to the point that that's why you are confused and lost, because you're like, that there is a conflict inside, but you don't understand why. And so true also, as you mentioned before, to really take the reflection time, because that's the only way to really understand who I am, what I want to stand for the rest of my life, and where I'm really going. The clarity, what you just mentioned, is a beautiful and very, very important part of really for any entrepreneur, not only for your personal life, but also for your businesses. Have the clarity: who are you serving, why are you doing this business, and are other people also going to be so much in love in your business idea as you are? So otherwise you just have an expectation which will never be fulfilled. But Naka, tell us tell us the projects that you are involved besides the leadership coaching.
Okay, so the projects I am involved in, I believe in giving back, and I feel it's a gift which has given to me. So I do have this talk show which is called Meet Menaca, and it's in on every Saturday. We mainly speak about social stigmas, social causes, and so this time, this Saturday, one of my friend and me, we are speaking about shifting your identity, how you can change the perspective of your own self. Next time it will be someone who is a campaigner of Parkinson. So so all these things, mental health, well-being, stigma. And I often speak about being a single mom in my culture is a taboo or a stigma, and speaking about those things. So that is one thing I do. And I'm in the process of setting up a charity called Thriving Mind, which I have because I have worked on different charities, and I do have trained for universities in India, and I have trained for charities here. So that is something I'm passionate about, to help people who are underprivileged, who do not have these resources, so that we can go and share internationally. And I think integration between different communities, different countries, different cultures is a huge part for me, because I think you promote peace like that, you learn from each other. And I think that is because world is shrinking whether we like it or not. So it's best to, with today's gift of technology, there are so many different things you could do. And of course then I wrote the book Resilience Led, that which went on 2019. It is aimed for people to understand, regardless where you come from, whatever journey you go through, whether you know something, you don't know something, you can still chase after your dreams and achieve them. You don't have to think, oh, I came because I'm a small town girl. I didn't study English till I went to university. And I had mental health issues. I had relationship breakdowns. But you cannot give up. And I think that is the one message I really want to be taking home, because everything in your life is only an incident. How we respond to it will define what you become and how you become and what you can achieve in your life. So don't give up and just keep going. It's really, really important.
Beautiful. So what inspires you? What, it can be something or someone, like what is your biggest sources of inspiration?
Okay. Sure. So my biggest inspiration is my maternal grandmom. I call her mummy. She has passed away a few years back, because she taught me very young, um, about never to give up. It's okay. You have to just keep going. Oprah Winfrey, I'm a big fan of her. So because of course she says, if you can imagine, you can create it. So I think just take that imaginary power, those being visualization or being, mindful. I think all that really helps, because we are what our experiences cumulatively brings us to where we are, right? So why can't we then create the future what we want to create by it? So yes, so Oprah Winfrey plays a huge part. And the quote which really inspires me are two quotes. One is Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world, because change starts from you. So if you want to see something outside, you have to first become that inside. And the second thing is Maya Angelou: if you know better, you would have done better. So yes, of course we have to course correct, we have to become better people, but don't get lost and stuck in your past because what you have done, you know, perhaps you didn't know better. So now you know better, you can do better and take that message and do something better going forward. And I think these are the things which really inspire me.
If you could mention one book which you read and it impacted you or your life in a way that you can say that my life before this book and after this book, what would be the and who's the author of that book?
I think Tiny Habits by Fogg, because I'm reading this for the third time now. So I have to, there must be something in that book. Because I think, because I speak a lot and I train a lot about productivity, about how to perform better, how you can reach your full potential. It's all, I think, breaking down to small bits. I think that's why I like that book, because it make everything a manageable step. I am preferring because I wanted to lose the 10 kilos, or imagine me saying like suddenly I want to run a marathon, or create those building those hospitals and training centers. But I think we often forget the power of achieving small successes and celebrating them. So I would say enlist every day what you're going to do better, at least one thing, and just achieve it and be happy with it and celebrate it. I think with the social media and everything, everyone thinks it has to be all perfect. We see, people, just rack to riches stories, but it doesn't really happen like that, does it? So, be realistic and just have that one thing. I think I actually wrote this article this morning about being not focus on productivity, but focus on prioritization. So just prioritize one thing every single day, how you are going to become a better person from yesterday. And I think that's a great way to go ahead.
That's a beautiful advice. Everything has changed with the last year. I think the way that we were living our personal lives, the way that we were doing business. How do you see what the future will bring you personally and professionally?
I think the pause button has really done a lot of good. Yes, of course, there's no denying that there was a lot of loss and suffering. However, we have also learned a lot. And I think the biggest learning out of all is, live life every single day and learn from it every single day and do your best every single day, I think has been the lesson for us, isn't it? So moving forward, I think I have definitely started my group coaching online last year during the pandemic. My talk show was launched last year during the pandemic. And my charity went for registration during the pandemic. So, I think, because I think suddenly you think the time is not always there forever. So if you have a dream, just materialize it, start putting it in place, do your best, create that environment around you. So choose, like Jim Brown says, choose those 5 people who are going to be with you, who are going to support you, will give you the trusting feedback to you. And I think with all that, I can really see a much more beautiful life. For me personally, I want to start working with people from all over the world, but specifically in Asia, in Europe, and because one of my main values is freedom and connection and community. So I think I would want to travel more. Definitely, because we know it's a gift to travel. We can't take it for granted any longer. So travel more, integrate with people from different cultures, get to know how they live, how they learn, and teach and learn from each other and grow together and create a beautiful society and a world where our future generations will actually thank us for. I mean, for example, I'm really, it's a lot of gratitude for you to interview me today, because we live in two different countries. We have come together for this interview, and a lot of like that has happened. A lot of those projects have happened over these past few months, and I hope we can take this forward. And I would be having a community from different parts of the world, from different cultures and communities, where we can all thrive together, and that would be my dream come true.
This is a beautiful dream, and I fully support you because I think that what indeed the pandemic situation has been in such a blessing in disguise has been. It has actually opened up the borders for so many, not physically, but I think that diversity and inclusion really is showing the real face of it. Having so many cultures available and able to connect with the rest of the world, which has been denied before. So it has been truly flourishing to see when women from Africa, India, they are able to be part of all those communities online, and it really feels like without borders, and it has been really truly a great blessing in my mind. I want to thank you for showing up today. You who you are watching this, I hope you have been taking some notes. If not, go back to this video. And there's so many golden nuggets which Menaca was sharing with us. So write them down. In the end, I will tell you what to do with those things that you are writing down, and also thank you for your continuous support by showing up, by commenting, by asking questions, and most of all, thank you for the support for sharing the video, because by doing so, you already know you can become the hero in someone else's life. So, Menaca, which are your 3 recommendations how to dominate the decade?
Be resilient. Nothing can never stop you unless until you give up on yourself. So that's the one thing. Second is be show compassion, kindness, love to people around you, and the universe will give that back to you in abundance. That's what I have learned over time. And the third thing is empathy. Always put yourself in somebody else's shoe. Learn to see their perspective of life, whether it's personally or professionally, and always try to create that community spirit in your profession, in your personal life, so that the entire community can thrive together. It's not just individual people. When the community thrives, everyone thrives stronger together.
So those are absolutely great recommendations. If you did not make notes, I really strongly suggest you to go back now and do it, because once you really take action and massive action on those 3 recommendations, you are going to see your life shifting and changing at this point when you are actually pivoting and taking the action. But Menaca, if now someone wants to follow you, if they want to contact you, how they can do so?
So I'm on most social medias, and on Instagram, I'm just go as my name, Menaca Pothalingam. And on Facebook, I go as Dr. Menaca Pothalingam. And on LinkedIn, again, it is Menaca Pothalingam. And my website is menaca.co.uk, menaca.co.uk. So it's all easy.
Beautiful. What would be your last message that you want every single person who showed up today, that if they did not write down anything, if they did not paid enough attention, what would be your message that you want them to remember about this interview?
Be that person who you will celebrate and be thankful for when the decade finishes, when you get back. So every single day, show up for yourself, speak up for yourself and for people who cannot speak for themselves, and be unapologetically yourself.
Oh my God, today I really felt that I'm looking in the mirror, and whoever you're watching, I know that you know that because you already know me. So You have so much in common, and the same way as we see the life and how it unfolds in front of us. So I want to really truly thank you for contributing to this platform, really sharing your story, which has great potential to actually change or shift someone else's life, and also sharing your experience, your wins and your challenges, which obviously, as we all see, you have been able to overcome. So I want to truly thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking this time and space and investing in our audience and the time spent with me. So and for you who you are watching. So now going back to those notes. The most important part of any transformation is that whatever you learn, you need to actually apply. And the rule is that if you don't take action now, or if you don't have the time which says now, then you're already too late. Because we are so addicted to distractions, be busy being busy, and life happens. So if you just had one thing that was really impacting you today, then don't wait. Take this step today. And that can be such a game changer for your life. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for showing up. I want to thank you for sharing this video. I count on you and your help. And I will see you in our next episode. Thank you very much, Menaca, for joining us from United Kingdom today. And I'm pretty sure very soon we are going to see each other again. Thank you very much for joining us
Thank
today.
you for having me, Ragna. Pleasure.